Yes, friends, welcome to the pilot episode of Birds, Bands, and Baloney with Pitz and Fred. I'm Pitz Quattrone.
And I'm Fred Moore. How's it going?
All right, Freddie, good to see you, my friends.
You too, bud. Been a while.
Yes, so we've known each other for a long time. We've been planning this show. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, one of the problems with with you living in Vermont and me living here in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, was just the logistics of it. So we wanted to do the show in the same room. Now with COVID, it wouldn't have been possible anyway. So this Zoom thing, which is new technology to both of us, seems to be working for us, getting us together.
The two cavemen coming together in the 21st century.
That's it. And here I am sitting in the bunker like a caveman.
And I'm bopping around my living room here in sunny Vermont. So
yep.
We're good. So a little history. We've known each other for a long, long time, probably since the 80s or something.
Yep.
But really got together on a full-time basis in 1995 at a pizza shop in Doylestown.
Called Da Vinci's.
Yes, Da Vinci's, yes. Tell me about that.
Well, that was quite a time. We worked for a guy named George. He owned the place with his wife. I was the general manager and you were the general everything else. And we had Jeffy at the main driver, Jeffy at the wheel. And then there was a lot of downtime, I remember, and people came and went. That was my first experience with firing somebody. It sucked. And I remember the best part was the CB radio.
Hello, CB radio. Breaker 19.
The Doylestown agitators here.
Red Elephant and Cappy Cola.
Oh my goodness. Right. That's right. But there was a lot of downtime. And that was one of the ways we also kept in touch with Jeff, the driver.
Almost. That was like maybe 1% of the usage of the CB.
Most of it was just goofing around and making fun of people. Remember we actually sent people on a wild goose chase. We got these girls to meet us somewhere, and remember they went behind the place and they were like, yeah, we were like, you just passed us.
Somebody in the Kmart parking lot.
No, not up there, down there.
All right, man. So that was in 1995. And then, of course, in August of that year, Jerry Garcia died. And that was a memorable day. And we were together when we both realized, and that was a whopper of a day. And it was almost like we shut down the restaurant and just went in the shed out back and started smoking weed and talking dead stories.
That was it. And what else could we do? That was so devastating. When I turned on KYW and they were playing Ripple, I knew something was up.
Yeah, KYW.
KYW is an all news station in Philadelphia, and
they don't play music.
Ripple. They don't play any music ever, except for like jingles of commercials or whatever. But when I heard that, I was like, something's up. So then we started tuning around some more and found out that Jerry had passed, and that was devastating.
Yeah, that was a tough day, but it was, you know what, man, it was cool that we were together and experienced that together, and because we both went to a gazillion shows, and that band and music mean a lot to us.
Absolutely, always will. It's in my soul, you know.
Right. Yeah. So that was a bummer of that experience for a year, but the cool thing was we got to hang out
quite a bit, and laugh.
We had to laugh through it. It's the restaurant business, and that's the way it goes.
Just character after character without even trying to find them. And that's the people we worked with, not even talking about the customers.
And we had an intercom system in there, which was like our own little broadcast station. Come pick it up, please. Michelle, pick it up. Hot pie. Let's go.
That stupid buzzer.
Yeah, Can you guys not be so loud and the speaker? The customers can hear you.
Well, no, we can't. Sorry.
There's no volume switch. All right, so fast forwarding to now. We wanted to do the show forever. We live in 2 different states. With the technology, we got it happening, and we thought it would be a cool idea to do this and try it out and see what happens. And we talk about birds, bands, and baloney. That's the name of the show.
Mostly baloney.
with Pitz and Fred. So, and baloney is cool because then it opens things up to whatever. So we have some loose framework, let's say.
Indeed.
So,
framework.
do you want to jump into something? The next.
Oh, you froze there.
Hello. Yes.
And what better way to start this next segment?
It's time for Birds Ball, football talk, excellent. All right, my friend, what's on the top of your list?
Well, we have the Carson Wentz trade, which has already happened. He's already in an Indianapolis Colt, which sayonara. It was time
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Carson. Don't you come back no more. That's what I say.
That's what I say. I mean, come on. But 14 interceptions, 15 touchdown passes, 12 games. So long.
Yeah.
That says it all. But, Howie has his draft picks have been horrendous since the Super Bowl win. Jeff Lurie's basically got Jerry Jones disease. We don't know. It seems to be Mr. Micromanagement. Not sure what's going on there. Not liking that.
Yeah, and both owners with 0 football experience prior to owning an NFL team.
Well, I won a Super Bowl, so now I know everything. You didn't win shit. Hate to tell you. Brandon Graham. Thank Brandon Graham. Thank you, Brandon Graham.
That's right.
Who won the Super Bowl.
That's it.
Up my way, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. That's what won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. The strip sack.
Strip sack. Defense, baby.
Yeah.
Tom Brady on his ass. Eagles ball. Thank you.
They needed that. They needed that huge spark, and they got it. So
you knew it was going to come down to one big defensive play. It was just who was getting it because both offenses were just in a shootout. I mean, who throws for 525 yards and loses the Super Bowl? Tom Brady.
Who else? Oh man. Okay, so what else do we got? Where are we right now?
Total rebuild seems like just
there it is.
Cleaning house, and we don't know about the future of Jalen Hurts. I'm willing to bet that Howie Roseman is going to pick another quarterback and cause all kinds of more problems in this town.
Yeah, I think that would just cause more problems. They're in the total rebuild, so let's give Jalen Hurts 1 year chance. Let him be the quarterback. You got the 6th overall pick. Pick somebody super high quality, like a couple of those receivers, one guy from LSU, the other guy from Alabama. Either one of those guys, fantastic. And whoever the best player is at number 6, who is not a quarterback, grab that guy, and then let's try to see what happens around Jalen Hurts for a year.
Hopefully a defensive end. They really need a good defensive end. Their secondary is horrendous, and it was bad in the Super Bowl. Let's face it. It just was. I mean, if the Eagles lost that Super Bowl, Jim Schwartz would have been fired the next day. Guarantee it. Just like Mike Pettin.
Your old friend from high school.
Yeah, that guy. That's a whole other show.
Football time. That's not excellent.
No, that covers the baloney end of things for sure.
heavy baloney.
That guy.
All right, man. So then we have So a total team rebuild, heroes, veterans getting cut, retiring, traded. It's unfortunately sad, but it has to be done.
Yeah, I think it happens. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jason Kelsey stays one more year. I would be surprised if, or he wants, or they trade him or something. But I don't know. I don't know what his contract is. I think he might have one more year left on his contract, but I'm not positive about that.
Yeah,
Ertz is gone. Ertz is as good as gone.
Yeah, he's done.
And so is there's a bunch of other guys. There's some guys in the defense. It's a total rebuild. I mean, these guys are just old, you know. Right. And stop bringing in guys like Deshaun Jackson. The guy had what? How many in 3 years? What did he catch? 10 balls? I mean, cut me a break.
Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns in 2 years, and he played 5 games.
This past year, I think he had 4 touches or something. Like, it was like he got injured on his second catch. Good job, bro.
Yeah.
Great. Old hammy.
10 years ago, yeah, you were great. Now, unfortunately, it's over.
I mean, you had your day. I mean, you know, and he still has a little bit left in the tank, but he's no number 1 receiver. He's never, personally, I never thought he ever was. Not just because of his attitude, but just because he was so small.
Yeah.
And he was made of glass.
Yeah, right. He's got the deep threat, and that's all he's got.
That's all he's got. And he's great at that, and he's fast, but he's not as fast as he used to be. He's old. I mean, as far as football players go, it's time to, you know, he might get one more year somewhere. Like, where did they get? Like Oakland. Oh, no, not Oakland anymore. So now what's the new
Vegas.
Oakland? There, yeah, Vegas. But I don't know. Vegas has money. So unlike Oakland. So I guess we'll see where he ends up.
The guy that is probably going to not be on the Eagles that I'm bumming about is, you mentioned Brandon Graham. I love that guy. He's all heart. He's totally cool. He's a great person, outstanding football player. But, you know, he's 33 and probably he's going to be let go because of the salary cap situation.
Yeah. And, you know, did you see that Amazon special on the Eagles?
Yeah, the season of 2019. I did.
It was outstanding. It really featured him a lot.
It did. What I really liked about that special is everyone was mic'd up. So you can, when you watch a game on TV, you can see players talking to each other and they don't have the audio. But in that Amazon special, the guys were talking, especially Brandon Graham. He's always talking.
Always.
And you can hear what they're saying to each other. It was priceless.
It's great. Like when he's talking to the ref. You didn't see that? You didn't see that?
Right. And then he always calls the other guys by their number. It's like, I'm coming after you, 2-1, 2-1. I'm coming after you.
Yeah, he's the man. He'll be greatly missed. I mean, this, you know, it's just that time. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kelsey goes too, but I'd hate to see him go. Greatest speech of all times and one of the greatest centers.
Yeah, by far the greatest sports speech in Philadelphia history.
Any history, like as far as football, like even my friends from New England had to tip their hat to that.
All right, so we got total rebuilding, and unfortunately, Jeff Lurie is making football decisions, and he has his boy underneath him, Howie, the mailman.
So true.
Another guy, no football experience before he gets this job. So he's got to go, and I really think Lurie's got to go too.
Because I don't know who the hell is our head coach. That like this guy Macaroni or something.
Calamari.
That's him. I don't know.
Halfway in the season, he'll be fried calamari.
I also wasn't a believer in Chip Kelly. So
right. Well, he was a phony.
Yeah, I wasn't buying that one. Anybody that in my experience personally, anybody that says that they're a genius that many times isn't.
Let your actions prove it. You don't have to tell us all about it.
Yeah, and Carson Wentz, on a side note, refuses to wear the number 11 in Indianapolis.
Oh,
Not wearing it. I'm
This
not.
guy, he's been spoiled since he was in high school, and he makes it to the big dance in a major market in Philly and can't handle a little competition. It's like, dude, this is the NFL, okay? This is not high school. There's other guys who are going to be fighting for that position.
Right.
You are owed nothing.
Zero. The NFL is so much. What have you done for me lately? Especially in this town, man. This town doesn't. This town will love you forever if you do right by them.
Yeah.
But going silent and playing like shit isn't going to be the answer. And then wanting a trade, and then he had another chance to go to another big city, Chicago. He didn't want to go. Yeah. He didn't want to go to because Chicago, that's another tough town that's gonna tell you how they feel. They're no bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Like Indianapolis, it's kind of a city. It's like a city. It's sort of like a city. People are way nice, it's like everything closes at 8:00.
They don't know how to pronounce boo.
No, but they know how to drink 2 beers at a time.
Great. Well, it's a small market. It's like the guy's from North Dakota, for Christ's sake, and he comes to Philly. It's way too big. Indianapolis is a much better fit for him as far as like market, small town America. Well, yeah, I mean it's more him, more corn-fed white boy. Exactly.
That's it. Wow. So, can't take it. That's all.
Oh man. So what else is happening, man? We got some music projects.
Yeah, I got a lot going. Why don't you you go first?
If you knew your schoolwork like you did that goddamn rock music, you'd be a straight A student.
Take off my bird's hat.
Yeah, right.
We'll jump into the band portion of the program.
I'll change my hoodie. Yeah. All right.
Ah, yes. Now we're appropriately ready for the music portion of the program. Freddie!
Hey!
Thank you for all the joy that you're giving me. Whoa, Freddie! Yeah!
Back at you.
All right. I think we've segued into the music portion of the program and proceedings.
See the dust flying.
All right, so music stuff that's happening. Well, one of my alter egos is this guy named Harv Darvis, inferior lounge singer. And Harv, I gotta tell you, Harv is big in the UK. Okay, especially the Manchester, England area. Harv is huge. I've done a couple of events with those guys. Something else coming up. I'm not sure if this show will be ready, but there's going to be a Harv Darvis inferior lounge singer St. Patrick's Day special.
Nice.
And that's going to be with some of my UK conspirators helping me out with that one.
I can't wait to see that. I'll definitely tune in. I love Harv.
Oh man. So that's Harv Darvis, inferior lounge singer. And you can check all this stuff out on my website, pitzquattrone.com, or if you want to find me, just Google Vermont Didgeridoo and I'm probably the first 99 things that pop up.
I'm doing that because it's going to be on the bottom of the screen.
There he is. So that's Harv Darvis, and he made his world premiere this past summer, which was also, COVID kind of confinement related. It's like, all right, let's do a gig. We'll put Harv out there. And then I've also started my own TV show up here in Vermont. It's called The Music Zone with Pitz Quattrone. And it's a half-an-hour show. And that's also, you can check that out on my website, YouTube channel. I put all my videos up there. It's a half-hour show where I talk with one guest each time. We play a couple songs. It's a nice mix of music and interview. So that's the music zone. And then ongoing collaboration with my longtime bud, Brother Shrimp, who's a fantastic composer, guitarist, drummer, percussionist, keyboardist. He does it all. And he's extremely talented and, most importantly, twisted like me.
Important indeed.
So Shrimp helped me out big time with my song Electric Tan, if you've heard that one, which actually made it onto the Jimmy Fallon show last month, which was super cool. But Shrimp was he was the mastermind behind that, helping me out through all that. So there is some spring, summertime plans for recording with Shrimp and I. So what do you have on your plate, man?
What are you doing? And I have been playing just about every Sunday since the pandemic started on Facebook Live, and we have also been doing it recently on YouTube Live as well.
Cool.
From right here, from my bunker, and it's going pretty well. We did migrate to John and Peter's before the spike, and we migrated back here after, so now at some point we will eventually migrate back there once things are a little less of a problem.
Right.
But for now, it's been going really well. We've gotten fans, believe it or not, we've gotten fans all over the world. We've got a couple fans in Australia. We've got fans in Germany. My friend Mario Kempf hired us to do 2 sets at one. It's like a festival that was 3 days in June and then another 3 days in September. And it was all online. So we pre-recorded it, and Bill and I did 2 shows in Germany at this Culture Summer 2020 festival. Yeah. So that was cool. So after that, we got a bunch of new fans. And some of the other, like the Invitational is a jam that would happen every Wednesday at John and Peter's that would feature like Dean Ween and Michael Hampton, Glenn, keyboard player from Ween, all the local musicians, Bill Fowler, Joe Kramer, Kevin Rovner, all the people that were local. Just every week was a different band. And now that's kind of coming back, but it's just been one band. And I've been broadcasting that as well. So I've learned a lot about broadcasting. Something I never knew anything about. I'm a sound guy, but I've learned a lot about that. So that happens every Wednesday now. I've been working with Keith Kenny. When I was on tour with him, I was a sound guy, merch guy, not really road manager, but driver. I would take, because it was just the 2 of us. He was really the road manager. He was the one that got the hotels, but between the 2 of us, we had enough friends that we could stay places, which was cool. So I've been helping him. He asked me to put he's been paying me to put every show I ever recorded of his on the archive.org.
Very cool.
So I have about 53 shows of his that I've recorded, because I did sound for most of them, and the ones that I didn't do sound with, I still recorded. So that's been keeping me busy and paying some bills.
Good.
And Scott Morawski, that was it. Scott Morawski and my buddy Derek Kipp gave me that video, Creatures of the Night. That was one of my big projects as far as video.
So you're not only sound guy extraordinaire, you're getting into video production.
Yeah, I've learned more about video production than I ever thought I'd ever know, because I just wasn't a video guy. It just wasn't my thing. It's a whole other onion on its own.
Yeah. Cool.
And today, you and I learning about this.
Right.
I'm not a Zoom guy. Zoom, to be honest with you, I had Zoom phobia when at first people were going, well, let's Zoom. Let's do. I can't stand when everyone talks at the same time. I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm on an episode of The View. So the pandemic has been, it's tough on extroverts like us.
Yeah.
Because our whole thing is vibing with other people or performing in front of people.
Now we have to do it on a screen. All right, Fred, I think we should wrap it up for the pilot episode of Birds, Bands, and Baloney with Pitz and Fred. We'll be talking with you very soon, my friends. And in the meantime, hang loose, and we will be out there into the world playing music, dancing, and experiencing music soon.
Yeah, definitely. And remember, Bill and Fred every Sunday, 3 p.m.
All right. And folks can find you where?
You can find us at Bill and Fred's Excellent Adventure on Facebook.
There it is. All right. I'm Pitz Quattrone.
And I'm Fred Moore.
Take care, friends. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you all. Adios.